How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you. I'll start with Keanu. Thank you for the Constantine panel. It went great. I just wanted to say thanks.
No, thank you.
I want to start with how much I enjoyed this movie. It absolutely feels like a Bill and Ted sequel. I just had so much fun with it, and I just wanted to say congrats and thank you so much for making it.
I'm so happy to hear you say that. I mean, we're only just starting to get reactions from people, especially people who, we trust or hoping they like it. So that's great to hear.
Yeah, no, I had an absolute blast. One of the things about this is that I feel like I've been hearing about a Bill and Ted sequel for like 10 years. Was this the first time since the making of the second film that you guys had the ability, the money, if you will, to make the sequel? What was it that sort of finally got it made?
Fans. Well, the writers. The writers had an idea that they came to Alex and I with about, I don't know, what is it, Alex, like 8-9 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while. Yeah. And, the thing is that, and it's been this way with every Bill and Ted movie. The Bill and Ted movies are hard to get made. They're hard to make. And there's always some wackadoodle thing that happens when they get released. And that has literally happened with all three of them. And somehow they persevere. I don't know what that means, but that's what's happened. So the short answer to your question is yes, it got made now because that's when everything came together, and mostly the financing with the right script, with everything else. And it took that long. It did take a long time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize the first movie, wasn't it maybe just going to go straight to DVD?
Not even. It was on a shelf. It was not even going to get released at all.
Was there a DVD? It was
DVDs. Yeah. It was made for a wing of De Laurentiis DG, and they went under, and the film was gone, and we were told it was never going to come out. And a full year later, it was picked up by a small company called Nelson and tested incredibly well, and then it came out. But it was done. We were told it was never coming out.
It's so crazy. One of the things that I find so amazing about Bill and Ted is the merchandise, because when you think about this movie, it's not like some superhero movie. It's not, you don't see Bill and Ted as merchandise, a cartoon, cereal, toys. It's just crazy. For you guys, what's your favorite merchandise that's come out of this? And do you still own any of it?
I don't have any merchandise. I mean, I think, Alex, when wasn't the cereal made by Purina or something?
It was, yeah, it was. It was made by a dog food company.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling their dog food tasted better, but I don't remember completely. Yeah.
But did you guys actually ever try the cereal?
I did not. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it taste like dog food, or would you eat it again?
I recall maybe it was like in the kind of world of alphabets. Do you remember that cereal?
Yeah, it's just super sweet, right?
An oat based sugar carrying distribution.
Yeah, I think it was very good for dogs specifically for some reason.
I'm curious. Obviously, you guys haven't played Bill and Ted in a long time. What was the first stuff that you filmed for Face the Music, and how nervous were you on that first day, playing the older version of these iconic characters?
Yeah, our first day actually was a really good way to start. The director, Dean Pariseau, who we love and I think made a really fabulous film, had us start getting into a booth, or actually in the booth and then getting out of the booth. Getting in the booth. And it was kind of cool to get into the phone booth, which is our time traveling machine.
Yeah, it was trippy. We had done a lot of rehearsing, and Keanu and I had been working together a lot already. And, we worked on developing the script for years. So it wasn't, literally going 0 to 60. But there is a moment when you're making a film where all of the stuff and the rehearsal and the mishigas and whatever has to get cast aside. You just have to actually do it. And it was fun to be in the booth. It was weird. It was weirdly nostalgic in a way I didn't quite expect. I think Keanu and I kind of looked at the booth sitting there in a parking lot and looked at each other and were like, oh, we're getting back in the booth. It was very symbolic. It was like Batman putting on the cape, but not. And there was the little Circuits of Time book, just like when I was 21 years old. And There was, I mean, it was all very strange and lovely. I mean, it was sweet, but strange.
I loved the makeup that Bill Corso did for you guys.
Corso's right here. He's saying thank you, by the way. But yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I thought that the makeup that he did was fantastic. I loved I don't want to get into spoilers, but the older versions of you guys, it's really good, especially the prison thing. Can you guys sort of talk about those future? we
have to credit Kevin Yeager, who was a very big part of that as well. So Kevin designed the actual prosthetic stuff, and Bill worked on the makeup as well. But credit where it's due, because Kevin did the old lady for Bogus Journey and a bunch of that stuff as well.
Well, could you guys both talk about working, like sort of doing those future versions and working with Kevin and Bill? Yeah,
it was actually one of the things that I was really looking forward to, and I thought was really clever in the film. And it was, we got to play different versions of Bill and Ted and Bogus Journey, and it was cool to kind of carry on that motif, but also just to play these different versions of Bill and Ted, not only just how they're incarnated, but also their attitudes, like how they were behaviorally dealing with each other, was a hoot. And the makeups and stuff were great, and it was, it's fun. You're playing. It's pretend. It's like you're putting on costumes. It's fun.
Yeah. I had stopped acting for a long time, and the last thing I did was Freaked with Bill Corso and with Keanu, and actually there were other people on that set who had worked on that as well. And so it was really a treat to come back and be able to work with everybody again. But also, I love acting in prosthetic makeup. It's a weird thing. I think my kids think I'm nuts. But so I was really grateful. And, to be working with Keanu, we love acting together and to sort of be in that playground and not only playing Bill and Ted off of each other, but playing these crazy versions of Bill and Ted off of each other it was really, really fun.
I think the thing that people love about Bill and Ted is their friendship, that they're just best friends and things just don't come between them. Do you think that's what it is that really resonates and has resonated for so many years with the fans?
I would imagine that's part of it. Yeah. I mean, it's cool that, growing up, it was like Butch and Sundance, right? It was Newman and Redford. You thought they must be friends and like they're doing their thing. And when you saw them together, they were so cool. It was like, I don't know. Yeah. So I'm speaking like an audience member and like enjoying that kind of aspect to performances and characters. And I hopefully, that's one of the reasons why people enjoy Bill and Ted.
It's very challenging rolling a film out this summer, obviously, and has been for a lot of films. And it's been a very challenging time for people. And we've all been very worried about, the economic state for exhibitors, for instance, and not wanting them to go under and supporting them while keeping people safe. So, we really just want to make sure the movie was good and then got out in a way that people felt comfortable with,
Right. You do not have to worry about the movie being good. I have to wrap. I'm just going to say again, congrats on the sequel. I had so much fun watching it. I hope it's a huge hit.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Have a great day.
Ciao.